Chocolate Man is back. And I'm back with a beautiful video about what to do when you are broke. Most people try to find side hustles that are popular, but don't. Try to think of yourself as a producer, as someone who can sell services. Note down first, the first thing you have to do as a broke person is note down all the services that you can imagine that you can do. Like you can do right now without equipment, without anything. Well, you can have a laptop, you can have something that you have around you. So take notice. Like for instance, I have a camera, I have a laptop, I have microphones, so I can do a lot of things with that. I can take photos, I can make videos, I can edit videos. I can, with the laptop, you can do all kinds of other things like PowerPoint, Excel, Google Docs, all kinds of things that you can basically make as services. Because if you go for these traditional, like driving for Uber or delivering food or delivering for Amazon side hustles, it's not really going to work that well for you, because there are so many people doing that, and it means that Amazon or Uber is just going to pay you less and less and less and less. And even if you're not going to really make the same amount of money, because that's going to be a gig that you can do over and over and over and over again, the Uber thing, the point is that you will be paid so much more for your independent services, for photography, for website building. Learn how to make some WordPress websites and sell them. And yeah, you can learn that. You can learn how to use Elementor, for instance. In about 12 hours, 24 hours, you're going to be able to make websites almost from scratch. So yeah, it's going to be absolutely crazy to do, but it's going to be fun. You don't even need to buy anything. I think Elementor is free. So the point is that you can make all of these things. You can sell services that are outside of the normal things that you are seeing as opportunities. And once you do that, you will start to see more and more opportunities, because you are teaching your mind to think, oh, what can I sell? And starting from that mindset of what you can sell, you then learn the skills, and then you sell that thing. You start to sell that thing. And the more services that you have, every person that you meet, you can now sell them on a different service that they need. So if you have one, let's say you are a photographer, and if you are only selling photography, then you don't have as many people to sell them. But if you sell photography and websites, you now have two markets that you can approach. And if you meet someone who doesn't need photography, maybe they need a website, and so on and so on and so on. So you understand how, if you develop these skills, almost everyone that you meet, you can sell them something. They can become your clients. And also another service that you can do is basically ask all of the people that you know if they have something. Like tell them, like you want to learn how to sell things online and on secondhand websites, and ask them if they have a couch or a TV or something that they want sold, and tell them, like, look, I'm gonna keep some of the money, just a bit of the money, and you get to sell that thing that you wanted to sell for months. There are so many people, including myself. I have some things that I would want to post right now for sale, but I'm really not in the mood to do it. I will do it, but if someone contacted me like that, I would give them 10, 20% for the things that I would go like, okay, let's come here, take photos, and you just take photos with your phone. And yeah, that's the point. Sometimes you don't even need to take photos. Just ask them what model it is, what color, whatever, and you take some photos from another listing from another country, and you post it on your listing. Like that's how easy it is. I've started doing that, and it's so much easier to do than to take my own photos, because it takes 30 minutes to an hour to take some good photos. So to put the objects and to clean them and to whatever. So why not just take some photos from someone else? It's not like they already sold the item, so it's not like they're gonna use that again. It's like they're if someone uses my photos from objects that I sold like 6 months ago, I don't care. So yeah, that's how you do it. And point is that slowly but surely you will have so many skills, but now you can also go into gear. So you can go into buying things that make you money, so you can expand the services another way. Like for instance, a camera. You can buy a camera. I know I said that you already have a camera, but let's imagine you don't. You buy a camera. Now you can learn about photography, about how to make videos, about how to edit photos, about how to, and you can sell those services for a premium. You can become, that's a career, and soon enough you will start to stumble into a sort of career. You will start to see all of these services that you are doing, and you can have a choice. You can either go for the one that sells the most and make that your career, or you can go for the one that fulfills you the most, which I did, and make that your career. Like that's the point. And don't be like, oh, I'm just gonna go all in on this. You already have all of these things that you can already sell, but do them less. You can do them, but just to sustain your lifestyle and your other adventure, your other venture and career that you are starting. But you are not developing those skills anymore. You are keeping them at bay just to sell the services. But this one, you are developing more and more and more in order to get better and do the thing that you want to do. So that's how you just stop being broke. Like that's how you stop being broke. And another level to this, like I know I have a lot more levels, but a next level is to think of either hiring someone, because that doubles your output. I suggest just getting an assistant. An assistant is amazing because you just get an assistant and you start them on emails. You just tell them like where to find emails and send emails to someone, and then incoming calls. And then after they do that with the emails, you have them do calls, like actually do calls. I know that it sounds weird because you yourself haven't done any calls, but the point is that if someone is hired and you tell them like to make a call and you tell them what to say, even though you wouldn't say it, they would say it because they have this deferred control. It's like, remember those things whenever we ask ourselves the Milgram experiments. It's called the Milgram experiment, where people just act weird whenever you give them orders, and they start to do some other things that they would never do, that it's outside, because they defer responsibility. They think that you take ownership of everything that they do. And you can take advantage of that. Like you can really take advantage of the fact that some people would never, ever make calls, like cold calls to people. They would never do that. But because it's a job, they will do it. Like you tell them, like, look, it's nothing. It doesn't really matter. You need to think about it. Like you just call, and if it's not gonna happen, it's not gonna happen. If it's gonna happen, it's gonna be amazing. So you also give them incentives. You give them incentives for whenever they call someone, they get something, and whenever they sell something, they get something else. So that's another way to put it. And the other thing that you can do is try to find ways where you do the work in the front end, and then you get rewarded almost indefinitely. Like if you can find something like that, you can basically have money without working. So you don't have to really worry about work. That's the next level. Like it's kind of passive income, but it's not really passive income because there isn't such a thing like passive income except for inheriting or just being lucky. But the real passive income is basically, well, this kind of passive income is you do the work and then you get paid for a long time. You get paid for 3, 4, 5, 10 years, just ongoing. And there are other things than real estate or something like that that you can do. Try to avoid things that can be risky because you do not afford to take risks when you are broke. Like for instance, there are things that I could buy right now that I could rent out. Like for instance, a camera. I could buy certain cameras and I could rent them out. But problem is that they can be stolen and I can't afford that. A person who has like a business around that, they can afford, and they can afford a lawyer, they can afford other things to track down people and to get their gear back. But I can't. And you can tell I can't whenever you get to rent that camera. So the point is that they you need to make, if you go down that renting thing, you need to make this interesting thing, which is to make them feel as if you have all of the preparedness to go after them if they do something. Like make a contract, have them like have a security camera, have a big security sign on the front of the room, like have things to show that you can get after them if they do something, and you are a serious business who can afford a lawyer, who can afford to do things. And don't be afraid to refuse them. Like, yeah, just don't be afraid to refuse them, or have them just jump through your hoops for those things. I think that's really important. And yeah, I feel a bit sick. Hopefully I don't get sick because I don't want that. But I think it's because I got so sweaty last night that I actually got a bit colder, and now my nose is stuffy. And hopefully I don't have the virus yet again because I just got over it. I did some sports last night, which is awesome. Did I? Yes, I did. Oh my God. I cannot remember. And now I'm going to prepare myself to go to Starbucks and sell the beautiful microphone. Another beautiful day is over. I worked for a bit of time. I sold the microphone. Finally, I sold the microphone. And now I also had a 5.5 hour walk with Sophie. I still need to train her once again, the second training session of the day. And I made myself some beautiful sausages. I'm gonna eat them with sauce, and I feel absolutely awake. It's so amazing to be at full health, and not only that, but to do this experiment where I push the boundary of my skills and of talking in front of the camera with so much speed and energy and life. And I feel so refreshed, hopeful, and joyful, and happy about life and about everything. I feel just amazing about these videos, these everything. I just feel so much happy. I don't feel that energy drain that I used to feel when I wanted to do something, just because I am at a higher energy level all the time, so that whenever I take some action, it's just simple and easy. It's not as, I don't feel as much resistance. I think that that's one of the key elements of this experiment, is to really notice how much less resistance I have when I have so much energy, and when I exert myself and push against the limit of my comfort zone, so that it expands and I become so much more proficient and so much more energetic, a person full of life. That's what I want. And tomorrow I have to post one more course. Imagine that. I started like working on posting this course like what? Like 3 days ago. So I'm not gonna be late. Hopefully, I'm not gonna be late tomorrow when I need to post the course. Thank you for watching and see you tomorrow.